I am a simple soldier. And as a simple soldier, I see things simply. And I want to simply welcome you to break on through. Here I'm is. Your old pal, old JC, is live, and that is no jive. And we are here. And I'm going to adjust it. Man, I had a heck of a time getting on tonight. I guess y'all saw all my false starts and stuff. But hey, we're on now. Oh, yeah, everything's looking good now. Look at my clock up there behind me. It says almost 10 after 9. I never changed the clocks from during daylight savings time. Oh boy, we got a good one for you tonight. I'm going to give a few announcements, and then I'm going to talk about. Well, Jim Earnhardt's asks, oh, okay, so what's up with the mask? Well, Jim, it's funny you would even ask that, because that's what I'm going to talk about tonight: the masks and the man who made them, who was supposed to show up here in the viewing audience, because even after 3 years, we still have not figured out a way other than having someone come here to my house and sit right beside me to have them on. You'd think with as high tech as I am that I would have figured that out by now, but I have not. But oh, there he is. Rick Fisher is here with me tonight, and I'm going to get into it a little bit. Rick, just hang tight. I'll be talking about this stuff here in a minute. I'm going to show y'all a few things, give a few announcements. Let's see here. Most of my notes are about the masks, so I will be with the boys this weekend. We're recording. We are recording a new and improved version of Falls Count Anywhere, a collection of wrestling songs. Some all new ones for us, and it's going to be quite the spectacle for you. I got something good in the mail today. I want to share with you guys. My good friend Bill Lindsay from up around Minnesota Way. He is the lead singer for the band Impaler, and he sent me this today. That is a Impaler souvenir show program that they had for their 40-year anniversary show. And I know what y'all are saying. Damn, Jeff Clayton, why didn't you have damn tour programs for the 40-year? And you know what? I said the exact same thing to myself about myself when I saw this. But don't you worry. We got 45 coming up. Who knows? We may even have 50 coming up. You're going to be seeing an ANTiSEEN version, but look how nice this is. It's nice. And man, this is what you used to get at concerts all the time in the 70s and 80s now. If you couldn't afford a t-shirt or anything, you could get a tour program. Look at this nice stuff in here. Can you imagine having everyone that is appearing on a particular anniversary show, signing all their good stuff in here, I think it'd be pretty amazing. And thank you, Bill, for this. And thank you for the information of where to get myself some made when the time is right. Okay, what else do I got here? Yeah, we're recording this weekend. Oh, everyone's always asking for ANTiSEEN memorabilia to sell, and I finally retired something 2 days ago. And I'm going to show you this right now, and if anyone's interested in it, you can contact me directly after the program on the Jeff Clayton page. You can direct message me. And look, I'm not asking for a fortune for this, but it's something that I held near and dear for years. I just took it off my car because it got snapped almost in half, but I repaired it so it could be used for display. But it's not a Eat More Possum license plate. It is the Eat More Possum license plate. When we decided that the name of our next album would be Eat More Possum, it was inspired by this, along with a photograph that was given to us by our good friend Mike Cook and Doug Presley, who took the photo of the squashed possum on the road. It was like these two magical things came together, that photo and this license tag. But here it is, from way back in 1991 or 92, somewhere along there. And I'm willing to let this go. And like I said, not for a small fortune. But if you're interested, direct message me on my personal page this evening. We'll work something out. Oh, I got one more announcement, and I'm going to start talking about these masks behind me. I'm going to give you the rundown. Next week is going to be a really far out and happening break on through, because inspired by my conversation that I had last weekend with my good friend Austin King, I said on the air, I think last week, I said, you know what I probably should do is have someone come on here and interview me. Since, you know, this show started out only talking about ANTiSEEN history and stuff like that. And you guys are kind of shy with coming up with stuff you want to hear about. But I said, you know, there's a few people out there that could really interview me very well, and one of them is the guy that stands on stage to my left, Mr. Malcolm Tent. He's over there thumping the Thunder Lumber. I've known this guy, since 1985, and even though he's a member of the band, you know the advantage he has over someone like me or Barry, and Walt also has this, is they are still fans, even though they're in the band. And I know there's probably a lot of ex-members that'll tell them, they ain't gonna last too long, son, and it usually don't. But these guys are cut from a different cloth than some of the others, so we'll see. Malcolm told me, he says, man, I'm only going to ask 2 questions. I was like, 2 questions? He's like, believe me. He says, we're going to get some good viewership, fellowship, and it's going to be a right-on situation. I told him, I don't even want you to tell me what the questions are. I want you to ask me on the spot, in the hot seat, the light shining down on me, right in front of all you folks, live. So that's our plan. I discussed, he says maybe 3 now. I bet it'll end up like being about 15. But there's just some people who can interview me good. And some people who consider themselves interviewers can't get anything out of me. And it's not like I'm being contrary or hard to... It's just, you know, you ask a question, you know, it was like, so what was Gigi like? Okay. Who were your influences? What, you can't figure that out? Okay. Well, you know, it's like, so how did the band get together? Oh, well, I hadn't told that 9,000 times. I mean, I know you got to tell the same stories over and over and over again, but there are ways you can ask it to where it doesn't feel like the monotonous over and over and over and over again way. And I know some of you guys out there, look at Claytonzilla checks out. Good gosh. I know some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about when you know how to ask questions. All right, tonight I'm going to talk about so wait a minute. Next week, right here, break on through, 8 p.m., Malcolm Tent will be here with me live. All right, so tonight I'm going to talk about one little tiny morsel of ANTiSEEN history, of ANTiSEEN lore. These things you see behind you, these masks, I put them up. Now, I wish you guys could have seen me getting ready. That's why there were so many false starts to this week's video. Man, these things were falling down. I didn't, you know, y'all know how I do, man. I come in, it's like 15 till 8. And I was like, oh, I better make this look interesting. I should have filmed the whole thing. It would have been comedy gold. But these are creations by my main Mr. Rick Fisher, and he's here with us tonight in the audience. And so, if any of y'all have anything you want to ask Rick, now you feel free to go right ahead and ask him in here. And if he catches he'll catch your questions better than I will, because he's probably got better eyesight than me. And you ask him, right in here, and then he'll answer you. Don't worry about waiting for me to say something or acknowledge the question or whatever. Y'all just go ahead. Rick has a company, a one-man operation called Sik Rik Mask. Now, he has done quite a few things. And the thing that brought him into my attention was sometime around, let's see, what would it have been? 2010? 2011? When he did the first mask of Gigi Allen, the 1993 version with the bald head. And I was like, well, man, that's great. You know, we just like, I'm amazed at, like, over the years, all the merchandise that was coming out of Gigi, which, you know, it wouldn't have, I don't think it all would have even happened had the guy not died. But I just thought that was just a really, really wild thing. And Rick got in touch with me somehow, and we set up a time to make. He brought me one of the Gigi masks at a show we did on June 14th in 2013 at the Buzzbin in Canton, Ohio. Now, something I remember about the Buzzbin show, it was one of those weekends where we kind of had to switch everything around. I'm thinking that Phil Keller had to cancel on us. And rather than cancel both shows, we just moved Barry back to drums from bass. And Trip McNeil went with us. I think that's how that worked out. And man, anytime we can take a trip on the road, well, we know it's always going to be a good time, and we can pull it off with hardly any practice at all. But we were playing the Buzz Bin back in 2013, and Rick comes in. He's got the box. You know, we were sitting at a table in the back, and me, him, and Joe, and you know, he pulled it out, and you see these things online, but I'm telling you, man, when you see them in person, that's when stuff really pops. And I got to tell you about seeing them in person, especially when I'm talking about this one right here. But I think it was right there when he says, man, I want to do a Jeff Clayton mask. And I'm just thinking, well, I'm thinking this in my head. I don't know that anybody would really want a mask of me, but I do. So I was like, yeah, man, hell yeah, let's do it. So we do it, and he tells me, okay, well, just give me a bunch of photos. And I had one of my daughter's friends, you know, she knew how to take pictures and send files and stuff like that. So, you know, she took, I know you're saying, well, everybody knows how to send a file, but you got to understand this is 2013. I didn't even know what a file was at that point. So she took pictures of me, you know, side, quarter, front, you know, all the way. And now when Rick and I were doing a little bit of discussion, getting ready for this over Messenger, he said something about not knowing who came up with the idea to have me wearing the General Urko helmet. Now, I prefer to call it the General Ursus helmet from Beneath the Planet of the Apes, but Rick probably was come along and saw the TV series and remembers Urko, which I like Urko too. So we'll go ahead and call it Urko because this is about Rick. So, but the Urko helmet, that was Rick's idea. He emailed me, or however we did things back then. I guess it was email, and came up with the idea. And I was like, yeah, man, that's even better. Oh, that's a great idea. And I sent him pictures of the helmet, you know, and man, when he started doing the initial sculpt and stuff, man, I was blown away. And then he came up with another idea, and he admitted this. He says, "Well, I don't think you were too, you know, gung ho about it at first." And he's right, I wasn't. But he says, "I want to do one that is gorilla flesh, so it looks really like Urko." That's this one. But man, when he sent me my copies of the mask, which is these two, man, I got a bunch for my payment, and I gave those things out to everybody. And be honest with you, over half of them now are people that probably don't even associate with me anymore. And I wish I had most of them back. So if you're any of them people out there like, I don't want this damn thing, Jeff Clayton staring at me all the, please give it back to me. But yeah, when I opened the box and I saw the gorilla flag, I was like, man, this thing is bad arse. And I know you think, well, you know, that's 2013. You probably ain't got to, man. Rick still got some of these available, and I signed a ton of tags that go on all of them. So if you order one of these from him, like in the near future or tonight, you're gonna get one of the tags that I signed back in 2013. And y'all know I always date my signature. But I'll tell you a little bit about what Rick's got going on. He started doing these masks about 25 years ago. And, I guess the first one that he kind of went public with was the Gigi. He also did and continues to do a line of serial killers. Y'all know what old JC thinks about that. But hey, Rick's a really talented guy, and I'm telling you, if you're into that kind of thing, these things look like you chopped the mofo's head off and you got it right there in your living room. But he also done lots of stuff with music. David is on there right now, says that he loves his El Duce mask. He did El Duce from the Mentors. He did 2 versions of Gigi from 93 and I guess 87. He did Me. He also did a fantastic looking David Bowie. The Motorhead mask, with the War Pig or whatever it's called. The Venom black metal logo. He is currently done the Sloppy Seconds logo guy. He did the Bad Music for Bad People. I guess the caricature is supposed to be Lux Interior on the Cramps album. He did that. Man, that looked incredible. And you're right, Clinton Zella. He also did some Devo masks, which I'm going to talk about that here in a second because there's an interesting parallel that Rick gave me about all this. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Now, some of his masks, like the example you have right here, he did different paint jobs. He did a 30th death anniversary zombie GG mask, and he wanted me to let y'all know he's still got some of those available. Now, I don't know how many he's got, but he sells them out, and you go, damn, I need me one of them zombie masks. Man, once these are gone, man, you ain't gonna be able to get another one. So, if that's your thing, you need to get in touch with him ASAP and order that when you order your Jeff Clayton Urco helmet. Now, he was explaining to me that there were, the 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon thing to do. He said that his mask, there were 3 of his masks that got that connection to me. The Gigi ones, of course. The Sloppy Seconds, because we've played shows with Sloppy Seconds. We've done a split single with them. There are our main mangs from up around, where are they from? Minneapolis? Yeah, Al Testicle. Where's Sloppy Seconds from? Somewhere in the Midwest, right? But the next design, Indianapolis. Indy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. But see, here's another connection. Rick does the Bougie Boy for Devo. Now you might, it does if you did. No, yeah, you don't understand. He does the one that Mark Mothersbaugh wears on stage these days. How does that have a connection to us? Well, longtime fan, longtime friend, Michael Pilmer. The man who does our website, has done our website ever since we had a website to do. Well, he took it over at some point. But he's the one that taught me into doing the big cartel thing so that, it'd be a lot easier to control. And we've known Mike Pilmer since, I don't know, man, like 1984, 1985, something like that. Well, he is also the stage manager of Devo. He handles all that stuff. There's the costumes. And he helps. I think he's more than just stage manager. I don't know what his proper title is, but when there's some merchandising to be done, I think that all has to go through Pilmer. And see, you didn't know that we had friends in high places. We do, lots of them. But Rick just said something here. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got a mouse now. I don't have to touch my phone. But Rick says he makes them to order, so they don't got a bunch of them laying around. But he says hit him up via private message if anyone wants any other designs that I'm talking about. Now, with Sik Rik Mask, he spells his name R-I-K, but his name is Rick, R-I-C-K, Fisher. So go look for him on Facebook, send him a message. Go look at the Sik Rik website. Look at all the stuff he's done. Just look at his page and look at all it. Man, I'm telling you. And he's never done anything that was kind of half-assed. Where you go, what the hell? Yeah. All his stuff looks incredible. He's even been buying some old stock of some old, Universal Monsters mask. Rick, do you have those for sale? I know a bunch of people in this page like the old horror films. I know we're on a delay here. I have to wait and see what you say. But I'll go ahead and tell you that I have been merchandised quite a bit. And people think that I do them. Like, oh, so you got an action figure, you got a bobblehead made. I didn't get these made. These people that run these companies approached me and got them all made. And I got to admit, these masks right here are a very, very proud moment in my career of being the front man of ANTiSEEN and of being a guy that all of a sudden started getting merchandised. It's like, I've seen people dress up like me for Halloween. You may think that's odd, but I'm telling you, I have. But I never dreamed. When I'm sitting in New London, North Carolina, drawing what my stage is going to look like, when I get a band, I never went, and I wonder if they'll make a mask of me. I never thought that, But here they are. You're seeing them right here, and you can own one too. Rick tells me that he has some Frankenstein, Boris Karloff's version of Frankenstein. He's repainting, and man, I'm telling you, he takes those masks. I mean, the masks look good anyway. There's good sculpt. Looks like Boris Karloff. But when he gets done with them, with his paint job, man, I'm telling you, I cannot stress enough how talented this fella is. And I'm telling you, it's been a pleasure to know him for as long as I have. We see him usually when we play around Cleveland town. Been a while since we've been there. Does anybody want to see ANTiSEEN in Cleveland? Let me know. So there you have it, a little bit of history on these masks. I got a text or email from someone about a month ago saying, hey, are those masks legit? I'm like, yeah, they're legit. That's Sik Rik, man. Everybody's saying, yeah, to Cleveland. I don't know, maybe we'll go back to Cleveland. What do you think? I'm going to have some more shows to report lined up with our April 4th. Going to be our first show of 2024. April 4th, playing the last ever Eat the Turnbuckle Bloodbath Battle Royal in Philadelphia. And y'all know, if you know anything about ANTiSEEN, Philadelphia has always been our home away from home. Always done well there. We've had many different waves of fans from that area, and we always did well there. And we're going to go back April 4th. It's going to be us, along, with the headliner, Eat the Turnbuckle, the craziest rock and roll show you've ever seen in the world. People say Gwar. Nah, I don't think Gwar's crazy. I don't, me personally, I know a lot of you don't agree with this, but I'm like, you see, at one time, that's pretty much the joke, isn't it? But Eat the Turnbuckle are certifiable crazy. And you can take that from me, or you don't have to. Why don't you just come to the show and see for yourself? We're going to be up there playing a rocking good time. Playing to our home away from home, the city of brotherly love, the home of Rocky Balboa, the home of Hall & Oates, the home of cheese steaks. We are going to crack that Liberty Bell up the other side, and I am not lying to you. It's going to be a good time. And we're going to line 2 more shows up for that Friday and Saturday, because this show is on a Thursday, April 4th. And I've been talking to a lot of people, say they're coming. All I can say is that, man, if you plan on coming, you might want to get your tickets in advance, because I have a feeling this place is going to, I think it's going to sell out. And it might sell out way before April 4th, so get ready. Do what you know must be done and get ready. Can you dig it? Well, dang, y'all. That's about all I got for tonight. Once again, I want to thank Rick for even considering me to do these masks. I mean, I know he probably only bought a couple Lamborghinis from the sales of these, so I mean, maybe it wasn't his biggest seller, but it sure made me a happy man. And I want to tell you something else. This is something else direct from Sik Rik. And y'all have seen this plenty of times on the quarantine video, at many shows. I love this thing. I went ahead and spray painted it all flat black, but this is one of those masks with my face cut out of it. Now, I hate to think of what Rick may have done with my face. I hope he didn't cut the eyes out and wear it while he danced naked in the moonlight, beating on a coffee can drum. But he says I didn't finish the Pilmer story. What's the Pilmer? What didn't I finish, Rick? You know, I don't know if you watch Break On Through much, but that happens quite a bit. I know all y'all are like, damn, you start something and then start going somewhere else and we never get back to it. Remind me right quick about the Pilmer story before I have to sign off here. I know, well, Pilmer, works for Devo, and oh, okay, I know what you mean. They took that that mask that he had to do. I think didn't you have to do a complete resculpt from some mask from the 60s or something that they were using? And oh yeah, okay. The reason he knew there was a connection there is because he saw a picture of me over at Mike Pilmer's house. Mike Pilmer's house, it's kind of like the Break On Through Studios, but it's his whole house. And a lot of it, a huge majority of it, is dedicated to Devo. And I got my energy dome is right over there. Maybe I'll wear it one day here on Break On Through. You'll probably say, damn, you need that son of a bitch now. You're always yawning and shit because you're working class. Maybe I should wear my energy dome when I broadcast so I stay awake. But But yeah, he saw a picture, and that's where he got, he's like, oh, and I guess maybe did I get you in touch with Pilmer? I don't know. Maybe I did. But Malcolm says he's met Rick at many Devo fan gatherings in Cleveland. So, man, all I got to say, all of you that were asking me about these masks, you're wondering where they come from, and that's why I did this show tonight, to let you know. Because you can still get these. So, do it. Don't wait. Don't go, oh, man, I'll get one next summer or something. No, you need to get it while the getting is good. Do you hear me talking to you? Okay. Well, y'all, as always, it's a great pleasure to sit and hang with you on a Tuesday night. I'd like to thank Rick again for even doing this project and for continuing to do. He's a very, very talented guy, and I wish, even if you guys don't buy nothing tonight, at least go look at his page and look at some of his work, man. I think you'll be very impressed. You'll be as impressed as I am. So, I guess all I can say is, man, I will see y'all next week. Because you know that I am a simple soldier. And as a simple soldier, I see things simply.